very hard-earned point, but a very deserved point for the team.
Yeah, I think so. We follow our plan. The plan that we had was to make sure that the game doesn't open up, because that's what we've seen that's happening everywhere else. The games can open up, and then I think West Brom will have had a lot of advantage. And we were chasing that clean sheet, that the whole season. I think we deserve to have more than the one we had, and we know how difficult it is. But that makes the eighth game away from home unbeaten, and I think the team felt very comfortable to defend with a lot of organisation and a lot of knowledge and attack as well, reducing the risk as much as possible, and we could have catch them in the end. But we know how difficult it is to come to West Brom for us, and we're all very proud of that result today.
Just talk to us tactically about the decision to play Gary Gardner wide on the left, Jude Bellingham inside, and what was the reasoning there?
It's very simple. We started all our counter-attacks basically from Dan Crowley and from Gary Gardner on the wings, because we knew with the West Brom that's a position that we could start the most breaks, and I think that will have meant a lot of physical load to Jude, and inside he will be having more stable performances with Clifton Bell, and I wanted to have on the wing two players who are good for us starting those breaks, like Gary and Dan Crowley, and I think it worked well for us, and we've been physically to a good level on that side with Gaza and with Dan Crowley as well, which I think Dan Crowley he made a very good game as well on the wing.
Yeah, they all played well, and you mentioned Gary Gardner there. Even when he was moved inside, he was excellent. Another player who was excellent was Wes Harding, having to come in to play left back, that unfamiliar role for him. How would you have assessed his performance?
Very positive, because we know it was in the back of his mind that he feels much more comfortable on the right side, but that was the right decision, because we were missing Christian, and I didn't want to touch something that was right, and Max, because I know Max feels more comfortable on the left as well. But Max is stronger on that right side, and that was working well. And I think Wes had to sacrifice himself on that position, and we gave him a lot of confidence. We explained him very clear his role, and I think he executed very, very well. And he deserves a massive credit for it, because he had in front of him fantastic players to defend, and did very well and hold physically very well until the end.
We know West Bromwich Albion are gunning for promotion, and the players they've got and the ammunition they've got off the bench as well. So how pleasing was it to get that clean sheet, to get a good performance in and get a point?
Very, very, very pleasant. I think we saw today a very composed Birmingham. The game never opened up. We conceded almost no chances. We had a couple of actions as well that it could have gone our way. Overall, I think it's a fair result, even for both teams. It's true that West Brom had a big domination when it comes to the second, third, but in football is what happens near the boxes, and I think our team worked very hard to avoid that today, because it was what we had to do here, and that makes another very good performance away from home, and another point that gets us closer to where we want to be first, and now we can make this point very good on the next game that we play at home.
There's always that outside chance, like we saw at the end. Scott Hogan's header goes straight at the keeper, but on another day that might have flashed past him.
Yes, absolutely, and Scott, the thing with Scott Hogan is that he has a goal on any moment. He's a big threat, as well as Juki, especially on those balls in the end when the physical and the focus of the defenses they drop a little bit. Then Scott is very, very dangerous, and I think he had it. It was clear, and today he went there, but very, very easy can go in that ball. Yeah.
I think it was 7 academy players on the bench, age 20 or under. Obviously the squad is a little bit depleted now, but I guess you've got faith in those guys, should they be needed.
Yeah, it's experience for them to be helping the first team and to be ready for when we need them. But we need to remember as well that it's not about sticking them in for the sake of sticking them in. It's important that we bet them in, that we make sure the conditions are right for them, and for the circumstances of where we are now, how the situation is now regarding the squad. They see themselves closer to an opportunity, and I hope if that opportunity comes to them, I hope they'll be good able to catch it.
And just finally, what's the update on Mark Roberts, Stephen Sunjic? and Christian Pedersen, all of whom
are
now available today.
For the information that I have is what they're having is minor, and they are on the end of the treatment, so we should start to see them pretty soon. But the medical staff is working with them, and they are doing a good job themselves and getting ready to help the team as soon as possible.
Strange feeling to play a derby without fans in the stadium. What was it like for you and the team? What were the differences?
Yeah, well, for me, we knew that all our fans are at home suffering and cheering with us, and they will be very happy with that result, of course. But it's a strange atmosphere, especially because this was a derby. But it did help us because now it's easier for me to get information to the players, But we miss the fans, and we hope that this situation slowly get back to normal. And what is good is that football is back, and we all get by in this situation, trying to get to a new normality.